Hey guys, Beardy here. So we're going to be taking a look at what we get in the pack for the German Winter HQ set for the German Heer or the German Army. These also could be used for anything from Panzergrenadiers to Waffen SS or whatever. And these are for the Warlord Games bolt action range, which are 28mm skirmish wargamer. So again, we get a nice clamshell, nice attractive packaging, which is kind of here nor there. Handy thing is you can just pop out the back, very handy that way, you don't have to cut them open. We get some bases which are beveled, which is always nice, and we'll get down to the actual meat of the parts. So we get 4 figures, which one is cast with 2, so you get 5 miniatures and assortment of heads. So we'll pull in the detail and have a proper look of each one of them in turn. So this is meant to be the officer for your reinforced platoon, and he's wearing the really iconic wolfskin cold weather like tunic, if you will, or coat. Really nice. He's got an MP40 submachine gun, again separate head, which will, depending on which way you like to paint your miniatures, you could leave that off and paint him separately. Again, nice detail, really crisp. So we do have a small bit of flash between the barrel of his MP40 submachine gun and the sheepskin coat, so that'll have to be removed. Again, I'm not seeing really heavy mold lines, which is nice, so cleanup will be pretty quick, except the only real major part being is just this tab here, which will be cut away very quickly, and a smaller little bits of casting tabs here and there. So again, just inspect the model. Then we go on to a guy that's probably meant to be an NCO. Again, he has his helmet off and attached to his belt. The uniform looks pretty nice. Basic fighting equipment, again he's his MP40. Submachine gun and what looks to be the Winter Reversible uniform, so you could either paint this up in camouflage or just leave it white. Again, a kind of nice little stick grenade tucked into his belt. A little bit of flash here and there, but nothing that in a few minutes cannot clean up. Certainly one of the cleaner models I've seen. Then we have our artillery observer, who's in the prone position. Again, we have a very big chunk of flash. There's going to be a little bit of cleaning involved for this guy. He seems to either have binoculars and what appears to be a field telephone. That little case under his elbow here. And it's also nice that they included the long base for the observer. So he'll sit in pretty snugly there. Pretty nice. And then the last casting of figures is probably one of my favourite from this set, which is the platoon medic assisting a wounded soldier. So the medic is moulded in one piece, whereas the wounded man has a separate head. Detail again is really crisp, it's really nice. I'm not seeing heavy seam lines after all these molds are still quite new. Really sharp detail, a lot of character this one does, especially too. So once you see these all built up at the end of the video, which I will show you what they look like all cleaned and built, and you can make up your mind if you like them or not. And then we come to our separate heads. So again, the heads have a lot of character. Again, quite a bit of flash on these, so these will require some cleaning. So we have the peak crushed cap for the officer, and then we have the NCO's head with the peak or the side cap, and then he has like a blanket or a balaclava wrapped around his face to keep the cold out. And then we have just a standard head with the peak or the side cap, and then he has like a blanket or a balaclava wrapped around his face to keep the cold out. And then we have just a standard head for the wounded man. Don't really like his head too much, it looks a bit undersized, but the rest of them look pretty characterful and should paint up quite nicely. So let's assemble these up and see what they look like all together. So here are the end results after about 10 minutes of cleanup and assembly. The parts come together really well, only a small amount of cleanup was necessary. And I noticed something on the Ford Observer as we were building, or as I was building it. What I mistook as a seam line was actually a hood of his smock. So he's actually has his like hood pulled over his helmet, so that's what that line was. And it wasn't until I actually inspected the model that I actually realised that. But in all, these are really nice models, and they should really go well with any type of winter themed German army, whether it be Eastern Front or the Battle of the Bulge or whatever. And do join us again when I'll probably be painting up a few of these guys, probably the officer, in a painting tutorial. So I would strongly recommend these figures. They do have great characters in them, especially too if you're looking for any winter themed Germans for your armies. Thanks for watching guys, stay safe, happy gaming, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.